Bienvenidos a todos ustedes. Welcome all to my channel, Dolls by Mr. Fabre. And if you haven't guessed, I am Mr. Fabre. Now, I'm here doing my second video of my the new wave of Naturalistas doll review. Sorry, that was the doll stand falling. So, the first video we did was the review on the new Dana doll, and you'll see the major differences with the Dana doll. So we'll see if there's any differences in the next doll we'll be reviewing. So I'm going to blindly look to see what other doll we'll be reviewing next. And it is Kelsey. I could already tell by the blue. Okay, so let's see. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is the Kelsey doll, and Kelsey has 4B hair. It comes in that new style of packaging. Now, I go a little bit more in depth with the Dana doll in regards to, I guess, when it comes to of course, the change in manufacturer, when it comes to my certain thoughts in the box, when it comes to other things. The Dana doll reviews a lot longer because I had a lot more to say, so I'm not going to repeat it in these videos. So any type of additional things that you wanted to hear me say, if you like to hear me talk, definitely watch that video. But this is the new Dana doll in blue, and I'm glad that we have Kelsey. My apologies, Kelsey. So I'm glad that we have Kelsey now, because in the previous wave, as I mentioned, which I'm not going to get into, but the previous wave, which is the Crown collection, I don't believe we had a Kelsey doll ever made, even though there was promo pictures. I'm not sure if just those were photoshopped or what. So, it's very interesting because if you look at the back of the box, the face does not match the actual image. And that's something I wanted to look at because, as I mentioned in my previous video, even though I said I wasn't going to mention stuff from my previous video, but I noticed that Target was advertising one face and advertising this face, but the doll that we're getting is a completely different face. So I don't know what that's about. Anyway, so yes, let me go ahead and unbox this doll, and we'll go ahead and get started with the review. Now, I will say that the box is pretty easy to open. It's just as easy as the previous Naturalista collection if you did own the Crown collection. By the way, I'm always referring back to the Crown collection because I actually never owned Naturalistas from the first wave. I remember seeing them thinking that they were so beautiful, but I don't know. When the time came to get them, the Crown collection already got released and they were already accessible at my local Target. So I just decided to get the dolls from the Crown collection because they were the same, because they had the same articulation. They had the same faces, but the fashions were different. And to be honest, I did prefer the fashions from the Crown collection a lot more than the OG collection. So yes. But yes, overall, it is pretty easy to take her out of the box. But, and thankfully, something I forgot to mention in the previous video, that she does not have any T-ties, which thank God, because why does a doll need T-ties, okay? Like, if they're strapped well, then it's like, why do you need the T-ties for? Or, so I'm just going to continue to unbox this doll, and I will see you on the other side. All right, so here is Kelsey out of the box. And something I forgot to mention too, which I find interesting, is that they did not provide any pics for their hair. I know in the Crown collection, they put pics there to kind of fluff out their hair. I guess they decided not to do that this time around. But anyway, this is the new Kelsey. Something that I noticed about her is that she has a little bit more of a darker skin tone than the previous Kelsey from the first wave of Naturalistas. But I do like her. I actually do prefer this skin tone more, to be honest, because her other skin tone was more like a yellow tint, and I do like this more I don't even know how to describe this tint, this type of skin tone, but I do like this one more than the, like that, like that yellowy one that she had. I definitely feel like it was harder to rebody her because she is on a made to move body and it's not a perfect match. So yeah, that's why I would prefer something like this. I feel like this would probably be easier to match to a made to move if you would like to rebody her. But yes, this is the Kelsey doll. So her hair is in a ponytail, which is cute. Her hair feels pretty thin, but I actually don't mind it because when it comes to ponytails, you don't want the ponytail to be like thick as a tree trunk, in my opinion. But yes, the previous Kelsey came in the side part and she comes in a side part as well. This is her facial screening, and we'll be doing a side-by-side comparison from the OG Kelsey to now the new Kelsey. Personally for me, I do like her face just as much as the previous Kelsey. She has silver Naturalista hoops, and then she has a two-piece set, a crop top that says Naturalistas on it. Both pieces are put in with Velcro. And then we have the Naturalistas skirt. And I do like this fabric. This fabric feels nice and soft. It feels very nice. And then she comes with a, it's not, I do like the fact I hate fanny packs, but I like how this doesn't look like a traditional fanny pack. It has like the actual, it looks like a clutch, which is very cute. And then she has these white combat boots, white and blue. Just like the Dana dolls we reviewed last time, these are difficult to put in. So be cautious of that. She also comes with a blemish here. Don't know what that's about. But yes. Something I forgot to mention too, that these dolls do cost $12.99 each. So that is a steal. And I do feel like you do get a bang for your buck with what you're getting for the price point. So yeah, this is her. And then she has the 11, I believe 11 points of articulation. She has articulation in her head. Oh, so her head actually does not go up and down. It just goes left to right. That's very interesting. Okay, I didn't know that. Let me check the Dana doll. Give me one sec, because I did not check the Dana doll. Yeah, same with the Dana doll. It does not move up and down. So it only moves side to side. She has the wrist, she has the elbow, or not elbow, the shoulder articulation. She has elbow, she has wrist, and then she has, of course, the, oh, she actually comes with the liner. Not the liner, but you know, the part that, you know, doesn't make the skirt right up. Oh my goodness. Okay, wait, let me remove her bottoms because I don't know why I didn't do this with the Dana doll. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I think she has actual, like, she has further articulation, because for those of you who have collected the previous Naturalistas, they were only, wow, so she's actually on a ball joint. I'm so shocked right now. So, okay, well, that's questionable. So yeah, this is her. Because I don't have the bodies of the original Naturalistas dolls, but they never had a stretch like this. At most, they were only able to move like up, like to here, you know? So I'm very impressed. Wow, this articulation is bomb. Okay, with the ball joint, I did not expect that. Okay, that is really cool. Okay, so yeah, huge plus for this new articulation, because the previous Naturalistas, they were very limited in how they can move, and that's why I rebodied them with Barbie made to move bodies, because I just wanted that extra posability and mobility. Oops, sorry about that. And now knowing this, I wasn't going to rebody them, but now knowing this, I'm definitely not going to rebody them now. Wow, this is so cool. Okay. It's a very interesting type of articulation though, because I've never seen it like, you know, with this gapping here. So that's interesting, but you know, that's perfectly fine. So yes, she does come with that that point of articulation. She also comes with the knee articulation, and she has no ankle articulation. And I am not taking these shoes off. If you want to see how the Naturalista feet look, check out the Dana video, because in that video I show you how they look. These shoes are so hard to take off, so I'm not going to be taking them off. Okay, so this is the beautiful Kelsey in all her glory. Let's give her a nice pose. All right, so this is the Far Out Toys Kelsey. Now we're going to do a compare and contrast to the OG Kelsey. So stay tuned. All right, and we are back with the OG Kelsey here. She came in the original Naturalistas doll line, and you can see that there's a major difference. Now, like I mentioned, she is on a original Barbie Made to Move body. And like I mentioned, it's kind of hard to rebody her because the skin is a little bit more difficult. I do feel like she has a more yellow tint to her versus this beautiful lady here. Now let's do a close-up on the face. Now I do notice that her hair is slightly lighter than her. You can even probably tell in the video. They both have their left side part. And the faces look quite different as well. See, I wish that the Dana doll had her eyebrows. I love that type of like, that slick eyebrow. You know, hers are more just like, just very normal, ordinary girl. Then we got Miss Fierce over here. So I will say their faces look slightly different. I wouldn't say it's too much of a contrast, but once again, if you were to tell me these two are Kelsey dolls, I probably would not believe you. But let's do a closer look on the girlies. And then like the Naturalistas from Purpose Toys, this one has so much hair. Her hair is so densely rooted. And once again, new Kelsey, her hair is a little thin, I'm not gonna lie, but I don't mind it because, like I said, it is in a ponytail style. So, but yes, if I were to put her hair in a ponytail, like look how, if you can feel like just, let me remove this. If I were to wrap it, like look how thick that is versus like, you can see how thin it is compared to OG Kelsey, where like it's hard to even wrap it around because it's so thick. I don't know if you can really tell the thick difference, but hers definitely takes the cake of thickness. So personally for me, I will say that I do prefer this Kelsey a lot more, despite the thinner hair. But I also want to reiterate too that, you know, the purpose of this doll was for the natural hair, for hair play. So I do feel like they need, Far Out Toys should step it up a little bit when it comes to the hair game, because that is the purpose of these toys. Because of course, if, you know, because these are playline dolls, so if, you know, girls and boys are going to be playing with these dolls, they're going to want to, you know, style the hair. They're going to want to brush the hair. They're going to want to do all these stuff with the hair. So you want to make sure that there's enough hair, you know, at the end of the hair play. You don't want this doll to be bald headed by the time, you know, the child wants to go back to this toy like a year later. And like I mentioned with the Dana doll, this doll is quite hefty. But yeah, these are the two dolls. I'll put them side by side with each other. Like I said, personally for me, I do feel like it is a step up versus the OG Kelsey. But like I said, I do like the fact that this Kelsey has more fuller hair. Even though with curly hair, you can mask the fullness because of how big it can be, like how voluminous. But no, I can definitely tell that she is very, and she's also pretty thickly rooted as well. So yes, I would say the hair quality, this one feels softer. This one feels softer. This one feels a lot more coarse. Anyway, but yeah, here is the side by side of the two Kelseys, and I will get back to you with my final thoughts. I think also the head of this Kelsey is more bigger. But anyway, yeah, like I mentioned, I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, so my final thoughts on the Kelsey doll. I do think that she's a very beautiful doll, and I do prefer this Kelsey over the OG Kelsey. I'm so sorry, OG Kelsey. I think that they definitely glowed you up. Like I mentioned, the hair quality can be, it is softer than the OG Kelsey doll, but the hair can be a little bit more thicker. I don't recommend taking down this ponytail because there's probably going to be quite a bit of bald spots. And I'm not sure how it'll be when it comes to actually, if you're attempting to rebody her, I'm not sure how that'll work, considering that her head is extremely hard and she could only move from side to side. Her head can't even move up and down. I believe the original wave of Naturalistas dolls, their heads were able to do like a, full, 360 rotation. But yeah, her dolls, the doll's very beautiful. The hair can be a little bit more better, but when it comes to like the thickness of it, but again, it doesn't look thinly. It doesn't look thin because she has, of course, curly hair, so it is naturally going to be voluminous. The fashion is beautiful. I do like the fashion. I do like everything about this, like I said, except the hair. It's that part's a little bit of a letdown. If they just put more rooting, if they root the hair a little bit more, then this would have probably been a 10 out of 10. But overall, Miss Girl is ready to go out and she looks absolutely beautiful. She is serving, and these boots are cute too. I'm more like, I prefer the dolls in heels, but this is beautiful, just as beautiful. And in my Dana video, I did put on the OG Naturalistas shoes on the new Naturalistas, and they do fit. They are compatible, for those of you who are wondering. So yep, this is the new Kelsey doll. I hope you enjoyed this review, and hopefully you stay tuned for my next one. All right, bye-bye.